Alright. Hello, friends. We're back. We gotta have to get started soon because it's raid time, and for some folks. So I'm gonna give it over to our commentator who is here right now, and then the other commentator will come in when
the other commentator has in fact showed up.
Oh, hey. Okay, you guys got it.
Oh my God, we're back.
Indeed,
Here it is.
There they are.
It's me and this guy. We'll never introduce ourselves.
No, not at all. No introductions required.
I shudder the thought. If you honestly don't know the sounds of either of our voices at this point, I don't know what's up with you.
I guess mine could be questionable. I don't know. I don't know at this point.
If there's one thing I've always thought about Stellar, is that he has a very questionable voice.
Don't remind me.
But okay, we've got Yoki and SabinDeus up first. Presumably SabinDeus has requested to go up first, if only because he has a limited amount of time. This is Team Anton versus Team Nori.
We got Medicated Geniuses versus Quarantine Thick. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, Anton's team is definitely on the back foot a certain amount, because Jimbonator has come in the clutch multiple times so far in the Boom League, but he's actually, just due to circumstances, is unable to participate this time around, so he's going to be the person sitting out for Anton's team. Nori's team sitting out KramFlakes, so they still have their ace.
I still think the strong set of players on each team.
Yeah, it's tough either way.
KramFlakes is the race.
Yeah, I wonder... I can't remember the last time I saw these two play, if only because it's tough to remember SabinDeus playing this game, but I can only imagine they've played a million times.
Oh, yeah, both New York, yeah.
Both New York, both, well, both on the same team, in the sense of one of them is a member of said team and SabinDeus is the leader of said team.
Indeed.
Kind of funny that Yoki does not have Team Deus in her name. Maybe I'm wrong. I apologize if I'm lying, but I'm pretty sure Yoki is on Team Deus. Somebody can correct me on that.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, okay.
You are correct. I have to fix this scoreboard. You're correct.
Oh, but I was just talking about Yoki's actual name on Steam.
Yeah.
It's weird that she doesn't. She didn't even do that.
Exactly.
Oh, that's weird.
Hear about this afterwards.
Yeah.
But Yoki's up around her now. That's about to change. Just as I said.
Yeah, something that I've definitely noticed about SabinDeus' gameplay is that he is a big fan of just using base hold as a straight-up parry, just in general. It's not exactly the worst idea in the world when it comes to Siegfried, but Yoki, Mina definitely with a variety of different kicks that end up going on, but one thing that you see, especially that you saw from Winter Brawl, from Yoki's gameplay, is that she loves using 6A as some sort of a challenge that she can end up doing.
Speaking of challenging, here we go.
Yeah.
He's out. Get him out.
Oh, how Mars stage.
Okay.
Boy, I gotta say, we saw a pseudo combo that was a wall hit, and I think both players realized there was a massive lag spike, so what Yoki decided to do was drop the combo intentionally, walk back enough for 4-4 lethal hit, and that is a quintessential tactic in a scenario like this.
A quintessential tactic.
Wow, that was rude. Wait, SabinDeus got that ring out?
Yeah,
and
just here and all that.
Oh, man.
Tactical ring outs to be had all around.
Abound.
I'm loving it.
Sometimes Yoki goes for some of this guard pressure, and she does it within the last round, and it kind of blows my mind. It's also kind of blowing my mind that these guys, presuming that the spectator connection is just as bad as the regular connection.
Oh, keep it up.
I'm surprised these guys have a bad connection, considering the fact that they're from the same city. It's weird to me that they would have such a bad connection.
It's fine, use it.
I suck.
Free real estate.
Alright,
punish.
Yeah.
This kill?
It's gotta be, right? Mina's CE does quite a lot.
It does a bit less damage because she landed while rising D.
Yeah, but...
Oh, yep,
man,
I called it. I
called it.
I play this character. But the 6-6B hold to finish it out. I looked at that health bar and I'm like, I played this character enough.
Is the connection okay, or...
Yeah, I'm getting the impression that it's not, which again, I think nobody expected, considering the circumstances. This is not West Coast to East Coast, this is not anything. This is a subway right away.
Yes, is the connection good? It looks... Maybe because Yoki's got 4 bars, but...
SabinDeus already talking in chat to try and figure this out. Quintessential experiences when it comes to traditional online.
Let me go ahead and try to restart the lobby and see what's up. But
Yeah, give it a try. Is the connection okay? No.
I'm gonna
No,
restart
it's
the lobby.
not.
Yeah.
There were definitely... Because it's always difficult to tell, right? Because sometimes the spectators will see a certain amount of lag when the actual players aren't necessarily finding it. It'll just delay the results that we end up seeing.
Yeah.
But there were definitely indications that was happening in the game, because there would just be straight up moments where they both stopped
do nothing.
playing.
Yeah, they just stop. They just guard.
That's how
side
bad
guard.
it was.
Okay, let's hope that it's not a. Let's hope that it's just a one-time occurrence. But yeah, to be fair,
We will hope the unattainable hope.
it could be me technically. I did get a new GPU, though I doubt it's me.
That doesn't make sense, does it? That's the thing that can happen?
I mean, I don't know.
You, the spectator, affect the connection between the two players?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to throw all possibilities in there.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know,
I don't know.
I just, I mean, I got a 30. I upgraded from a 1080 to a 3060, so it shouldn't be me.
Ooh, la-di-da.
But
Congratulations
me.
on your upgrade.
Thank you. Yeah, do you want to try it without me? Yeah.
So they're gonna do something without our spectator Enos.
Okay.
In which case, if anybody wants to, this gives us plenty of time to talk about what the majority of the Soul Calibur community is doing nowadays, playing Elden Ring.
Suppose we could. I just got done playing Mario Party personally.
Okay, well that kind of puts this conversation in a debacle, because I didn't play the game at all. I just presumed, based on experience with the Soul Calibur community as of late, that Elden Ring would be a prime topic of conversation. But seeing as how that has been an unmitigated failure, Stellar, I am forcing you to come up with a topic of conversation as they do this.
Well, I mean, I could talk about my Mario Party match that just happened before this.
Talk about Mario Party. Talk about Mario Party. You see, it's a rave. Everybody wants you to do this.
So, I was definitely going to win. Unfortunately, I ran out of time. Yoki, being down bad, definitely was in last place. We were playing on the space stage. I ended up shooting her with the big Bowser cannon, not by accident. Like, the computer farmed all the... And I got called a cheater a bunch. I don't know, so much happened, but I was just being called a cheater. People were throwing stuff at
How
me.
do you guys play Mario Party?
Oh, it's just, there's online. There's net play for it.
But, like, I don't know, like, almost even more so than Soul Calibur, I would think that lag would affect that kind of game even more, because there are legitimately moments where you have to straight up mash to your heart's content.
The netcode is surprisingly amazing. Like, I've had no issues with it.
I mean, I guess there's not a lot. What Mario Party is?
Superstars, the newest one. The one that brings back old stages, old mini games. A mashup of, like, fan favorites.
Which Mario Party is the best Mario Party?
I don't want to say anything because I don't want people throwing tomatoes at me.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Is that there's a definite correct answer here, and that's why I asked.
Well, I'm not going to answer because
Okay.
you know how it goes.
Do you ever tend to do that? Like, if you were in school, would you just decline to answer a question on a test?
Have you?
Don't try to get out of my question by asking me a question. I asked
Well,
first.
you've been asking the questions the whole time.
Where's
Now
Yoki?
it's your turn.
No, that's not entirely true, because I started this out with, does anybody want to talk about Elden Ring? So again, I did my due diligence to try and come up with something to talk about.
Oh yes,
and
but
I
now
was
you
met with
demanded
disaster.
me. You demanded me to bring up conversation, which I have. Now it's my turn to ask something to you.
I'm
We're going to
currently
change.
scrolling through Twitch chat to see if anybody did the correct answer. Weirdly enough, nobody did. Everybody
Yoki?
provided versions of Mario Party that are not the best one. So isn't
Well,
that
what
interesting?
answers we got? We got 3, 4.
That's it.
Just that. That's it.
Those are the only ones I saw, at least.
Yeah, they're trying to diagnose their problem. And also, if people were trying to figure out what I was doing on stream, you know those annoying things that, those annoying mix-ups where they like throw you or do a launcher? Juan can actually OS some characters depending on the speed. So I was trying to figure out with Sophidia. So that's what I was doing on my stream. But yeah, so we'll be getting your regularly scheduled program in like 3 minutes. I promise.
Huang really isn't that good.
I think you're insane. I think Huang is fantastic. I just think that you have to be good at the game to play him.
I think Nightmare should have talismans.
I disagree. Apparently, Joe is on Netflix, which is why it was.
Oh, well, okay.
So.
That was the fastest solved mystery in all of Murder, She Wrote.
Well, would you look at that? The answer.
So I don't know if that's it. That's fair.
Well, yeah, obviously we don't know what the exact answer is, but considering the circumstances, it's probably best to at least give it a try.
I'm gonna ask her to play.
I was referring to the OS option, the whole Netflix thing. That's
yeah.
different topic.
Gonna ask them to play if possible.
Yeah, I think we may have to pull the trigger on that.
Who said it? Is it Sabin who said? No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting.
SabinDeus said that he wasn't entirely sure if the Netflix was the thing that was affecting the connection, but considering that we found a potential solution, considering the time crunch we might be in, it's probably best that we try to move this along a bit.
Yoki's restarting your PC, so.
Okay.
So anyway, Jay, skipping questions, not answering them on a test.
No, I've never done that. Why would I ever do that? I've answered every question that's ever been asked of me.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Sick. Anyways,
Sure?
don't forget, exclamation point Maturino in the chat. I do have a Maturino. I think we're at $2,000 right now, close to $2,100. If we do somehow get that to $3,000, that means the people who win get like $500 a piece. I still have to eat a pickle and mayo sandwich. I still have the pickles and the mayo. Don't fret. It's just been a while. So yeah, I'll be doing that pretty soon, actually, just to get it over with. And then I have to eat a G Fuel mayo sandwich as well. It is very disastrous.
You forgot to do the prediction for this match. Can you still do that?
You can, but I don't think there's any point at the moment.
I don't do it anymore. If only because I have so nothing on my channel for channel points that I have to come up with something. Guys, what should I do for channel points on my channel? Because I really don't know.
Play White Rose, Amy.
That's the thing. I wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I would straight up refuse to do that.
Well, you said channel points, and I gave you.
Sure,
something.
I could play White Rose Amy, but that's effectively the same thing as saying lose with Amy.
No, not if you win. You just gotta outplay them.
But you won't. I could very easily outplay them, but I can't if I have to play White Rose Amy.
Well, you don't know that unless you try. And you're up for suggestions for channel points.
I really feel like I have
Seems like a good
tried.
idea.
I really feel like I'm actually the most successful White Amy player in the SE community. I think I am. Because I beat Linkors that one time. And that's literally it. That's not true. Sandman beat Shiwapod at Evo. So, call it even.
So what you're saying is that you're going to make a channel point for your channel, White Rose Amy. That's what you're saying.
I feel like that is a very reductive way of looking at what I was talking about. I feel like what I had initially planned was kind of shuffled off aside, and you decided to talk about what you wanted to talk about. I'm not really sure how you got from A to B in there.
I mean, I just got from A to B. A, B, C.
See what I mean? Points for a short set and analysis afterwards? Yeah, I could probably do that.
Well, what else do you have in mind for channel
I
points?
don't know if anybody's actually interested in playing me anymore. I've found that most people are not really interested in playing against Amy.
I, 'cause, 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 ' What else could you do for channel points then?
I don't know, but they're sorry guys. They're fixing everything. Should be back shortly. Yeah. But
How about channel points to shut off one of your buttons?
Yeah, I don't think that I'm remote. I could try that. Well, I don't know. That just feels like straight up copycat at that point. I'm not sure I could do that. Even with Amy. Oh my god, imagine somebody spends 50,000 channel points and turns off the K button. What an easy thing that would be.
Like, big surprise, I don't need it.
Yeah, I've never needed this button in my life.
You got a play Siegfried button?
That would cost so many channel points, but also at the same time...
Because I know how much you like Siegfried.
See, this is the thing, right? Is that eventually Siegfried might get voted as the next character I get to S rank. So I wouldn't necessarily want to rob that of people ahead of time. Plus, like, if I'm in the middle of an S rank run, I can't do, like, you know, another character on top of it. The character that I'm getting to S rank next had been decided yesterday, and that is Maxi. I had to get Maxi to S rank. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Because typically, I think this kind of thing typically takes me about a month. I don't think that I can get Maxi to S rank in a month. Because when I think of like the ways that I typically play the characters to get them to S rank, it's I either rely on wow, Yoki had one bar.
Yoki.
Hella, yo.
Netflix. Egad. Netflix.
But yeah, like I'll either rely on their simplicity or I'll rely on the fact that they're really good, right? So for Killick, not exactly the strongest character in the game, but also a very simplistic style that I'm at least relatively used to because his style hasn't really changed from game to game. While Rising B has always been While Rising B, you know? And then I went straight to Raphael, who is a complicated character, who has to do a lot of buttons, that will do a lot of execution type stuff that I wasn't able to do, so I was doing stuff suboptimally, but the character's really good, and you're able to just overwhelm people who don't know how to play the Raphael matchup. Maxi is bad on both ends, where he is incredibly complicated and isn't really all that good. So I can't rely on the simplicity. And there are going to be people who, even if I were to learn the complicated stuff, then people at A rank, there's got to be a good chunk of people at A rank that would just straight up be unbeatable because they'd be able to OS most of the stuff that Maxi has in his stances. So I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if I can get all the way to S rank simply because 6A plus B and 1B are really good buttons. Maybe I can, probably not.
So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pass Yoki because it's just unplayable.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculously unfortunate. But
yeah,
at this point, we just...
The fact of the matter is, this is not the playoffs, and so this is just so that everybody gets a chance to play the video game in this Boominati league, and I agree that maybe the playoffs will have like different standards, but considering the fact that nothing is at risk at the moment, there's no need to get all crappy patties about it.
I think it's just unfortunate internet stuff. Yeah. It's just kind of unfortunate, but yeah.
It's a shame I wanted to see this one.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But, you know, it's just unfortunate.
Well, again, we'll possibly get another chance to see it, you know?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
who do we have next?
Lucien's up next.
Lucien's
up next.
Okay, so...
Amy and Gillick.
Yeah, this is... Yeah.
I imagine he'll want to stick with Killick, but he might go Amy. This is, in my opinion, Amy's worst matchup short of a technically perfect Taki. But also, it's a first to two. So honestly, yeah, as time goes on, so Amy versus Siegfried in a first to 10, I think Siegfried is heavily favored. In a first to 2, it's honestly anyone's game.
Oh yeah, is it because on Siegfried's end? I assume base hold's a big factor. Just very big.
Base hold is the biggest factor, but it's just a matter of like both characters are forced to play this very slowly, which typically makes it much more difficult for Amy to do stuff.
Lucien looking good right now, doing a bunch of stuff. Even interrupting the wall rising B transition.
Yeah, 6BB is not necessarily something that Siegfried has to hard read to beat 6BB from Amy in that regard. So if he just tries to use it as a safe launcher on block, it's not going to pan out.
Yeah, understandable. I assume either spin or base hold.
Yeah, the twirl, the spin will be able to beat 6BB.
What about base hold?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, not fast enough.
I don't believe. Honestly, nobody's ever done that to me, so I couldn't say for sure either way.
Something that always interests me is like the tech crouch frames on base hold transition.
Yeah.
So there was a time where I just slapped a bunch of transitions on the guard and the base hold to see what it can do.
Considering the fact that I've played against Less Than Lean many times and he's never done that to me, I feel like if there was a Siegfried player who would know about that kind of counterplay, he would have shown it to me already.
Gotcha.
But, I don't know. In any case, Lucien ended up losing that first round in a hilarious fashion, but he ended up getting all 4 red roses. When Amy loses the first round but gets all of her roses, I actually consider that Amy in favor.
Alright, he's in business right now. And he's got 2 meter as well to work with.
Amy always has a lot of meters, so it's definitely something where you could spend meters simply to spend it. The interesting 6-6B into 4AA combo. Here I would definitely...
Big damage. Ping, monk. What's the Yoki?
Yeah, the AMSB is going to catch him if he tries to just immediately get up, but does lose to rolling. It's interesting that SabinDeus chose rolling to the side. That's not normally the way that people end up doing it. Rolling to the back is definitely the most optimal way to go about it. Yeah. Aha! Ended up doing the one thing that Amy has that beats somebody trying to back roll in that situation. AMS cancel into 4AA. That'll beat anybody who has less than a unique roll like an Astaroth or a Voldo or something.
I noticed Lucien trying the 6BB 22A a lot. That move's unpunishable.
Yeah.
For AD, because it's -8, unfortunately. Oh, the crunch on that. That's going to hurt.
Lucien still has a ton of ball.
Wow, on the ground.
So much more damage.
Ooh, he's really eating damage right now.
He could have just completed the string and it would have worked.
Oh, what a call out.
Alright, gets a stack.
But you still gotta deal with 2-bar Amy.
Yeah, I guess I doubt the stacks are really going to be a big deal. And honestly, Lucien hasn't been spending meter literally at all, so maybe the 2 bars are really not going to matter.
Oh, he's got a whole round to figure those out. Alright, I like it.
Gets a nice flash into nothing. An interesting
doesn't punish the V4. Ooh, good base hold. That's a lot of damage.
You should really spend your meter, my dude.
Alright, I like what Saban's doing. He's backing off, keeping his base. Going back in. As he says, like, while I'm spacing, and that'll do it.
So something that Lucien could have definitely be using a lot more is that 6-6BA, once you have red roses, is actually incredibly good against Siegfried stance dancing, because it'll basically beat all of those interactions, and after, I always forget, is it A slide B or B slide A? That's the Siegfried move that they always use.
A slide B?
A slide
you talk about the I-18 that hits from downtown.
Yeah. 6-6BA is also an incredibly good way of beating all of that kind of stuff, because the stance, the option that he has outside of that stance that is going to beat 6-6BA is the K, the really fast K, which is also punishable by 6-6BA. So you can effectively just turn it into a mix-up that's in your favor.
Oh yeah, such a good tool. Alright, 1 rose. 2 rows. Unfortunately doesn't block below there.
Man, he's going for 2-2 in this situation a lot, and SabinDeus has been getting hit by quite a bunch too. Doesn't get his rose, but he gets it this time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and we got a first round red rose Amy.
Weirdly enough, the 4A into the 4BP does not really work out.
Alright, what's the mix?
Oh man. So risky to go for the AA there, but it ends up working out. Oh boy.
Any buttons there could have killed each other. Such a low health deficit from the 2.
Yeah, see, in that kind of situation, you can just do 6-BA and you'll be fine. Same with right there. It is no longer that scary of a thing to deal with. And here again, I'd probably spend the bar, because you have so much meter already.
Alright, good mix.
Yeah, SabinDeus is effectively betting everything on his base holds, and it's not necessarily working out. Oh boy.
Oh.
Man, Lucien is having a tough time pulling it together at the end of these rounds. He's really having a tough time like understanding how he's supposed to work. There we go.
Okay. Fix.
Nice. That's exactly what happens.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Lucien plays solid for a while, but really big read on Sabin's part, and he just falls apart a bit.
Yeah, in the beginning of a round, and then like the second that SabinDeus has any level of pressure, Lucien tends to fall apart.
Alright, so he just has to keep it solid here.
See, like he was doing 6BB in that spot before, and for some reason he's like stopped doing
Oh,
it.
the combo drop.
Oh no, he doesn't break the back. That's huge.
Luckily, he doesn't get the wall break.
Okay.
Gets a mix though. Goes for the combo.
I really wish SabinDeus wouldn't use his bubbles like that. Because he always tends to use the bubbles when he still has to make a comeback, and the threat of the bubble is a lot better in those spots.
Very good step.
There, oh, okay, sort of.
A little late. A little late on the 6-6 BA, but...
But you see the idea.
Yeah.
6BA can do quite well in those situations. Honestly, it was still a favorable trade.
Oh yeah, he took a lot of damage from it.
Don't.
Save him freezing up a bit.
SabinDeus has a lot of meter
Oh, he
here.
probably got the 2-2A there for a wall splat. Got the 2A instead. Alright, drops the combo.
Now, this is Ian we're talking about. He has been using bubble like almost immediately in every situation, but this time he ends up spending bar first, which I like. If at first you know 6 speed, huh? Bubble? Yeah. Catching with that 4A.
Unfortunate.
I forget, did Lucien win the first game? He didn't, right?
No, this is 1-1.
No, this is 1-1 right now.
Are we counting
Welcome to the stage of
Yoki as a loss? As in the team is up
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but anyway came up with a great idea.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, anyway came up with a good idea to put her in the back, but I feel like it'd be unfair to implement that right now.
Yeah.
So in the future, I think that's what I'll do. Also, for the people waiting for Parsec, I think the server might be up if you are for the next match. That'll be Zeph's team versus Florida Man's team coming up next, but I'm not 100% sure. I will talk to Sabin right before he raids.
I can confirm that the central server is now currently up.
It is not currently up. What you said?
What?
It is not up?
I am saying that it is.
Oh, it is up. It is up. Okay, yeah, cool.
If I am looking at this correctly.
Cool. So if you ooh,
He's out of here.
Yeah, he's dead.
so if you want
Now,
to
getting 2 red roses on your first round, that's not necessarily going
That
to
loop
cut
is so crazy. Like Amy was facing towards him, and he still got the backside.
Oh, man.
Look at that again. She's facing him.
Yeah, Lucien really needs to get more comfortable. I mean, I know this is ironic coming from me, but he needs to get more comfortable with Siegfried just kind of like stance dancing. Because it really seems like Ian is banking like everything on this kind of stuff, and Lucien is trying to figure it out. Wow, ends up side-stepping the 3K.
Just I was about to say the 2-2Bs aren't quite working out for him this round. Never mind. Would you look at that?
See, like, he was doing 6BB in that situation before, and I guess he just, like, forgot it. See, like, it's definitely, these are definitely the moves that you want to use as Amy to close out rounds. It's just so scary to do it against Siegfried, and you can, when you're trying to close out a round, even though Amy, like, as a joke, doesn't have kicks, you do have a handful of kicks that are actually relatively good at ending out a round. 3K, 6K, stuff like that can keep you from getting massively well read by a Siegfried player.
Yep. Oh, it doesn't get the punish. Gets a mix instead.
Gets a flat death punish.
Good flash. Alright. What's the mix? Good soul check. Oh, no, that's not a wall splat. Other direction.
It's kind of funny because
there
I'm
it
curious.
is.
Yeah. So I should mention, Amy wall combos for the most part do not work on the stage.
One throw on the stage, yeah.
They just straight up don't happen. I'd be willing to bet that a 4AA would have still worked there, but anything else would not have worked. Not that he needed it, but it would.
What about the other Sam Show stage? The one with all the half wall?
This is the only one that I'm aware of where wall combos seem to be consistently not working.
Oh, he stepped back. I'm surprised he didn't get caught.
Well, they did nerf the tracking on it like 2 times, but it is still relatively surprising, yeah.
I don't know. I was just surprised his legs like inside the animation and everything. Siegfried is quite evasive though.
decides to spend the meter. I can agree with this.
All
You know,
right, I like
honestly,
that. I like that.
yeah, it is honestly totally okay on Lucian's part to have that kind of thing happen, and it's also important to note that I think every time Lucian has activated just from, like, Soul Charge activation, SabinDeus has been very aggressive, to the point where he spends bar. So that's definitely something that he has to take a look at.
He's missing so many of these 4AA punishes.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't have them. Which is kind of unfortunate because it's like, oh, okay, if he doesn't have a 4A punish, then clearly I should be using it a lot more. And it's like, well, if you do that, then you're putting yourself in bad news. I didn't like that 6BB. That was not good.
Alright, how's Saban going to use this meter?
I mean, honestly, I think just building up the guard damage is probably the best. Whoa! Oh, he's dead. No, he's not dead yet. Wait, he was. but we.
I thought he was going to use the
yeah, he was definitely.
KA, but like this is a lot of damage.
Wow!
Saban.
Oh my god. Both players won that round 700 times.
Oh my gosh.
Both
so
players.
unfortunate. So unfortunate from both sides.
Jesus Christ.
So
They both had each other. It's like Lucien had it, then Saban had it, then Lucien had it, then Saban.
Lucien even had it 2 different times within the same combo. He got that 2-2B, and if he wanted to kill right then, he could have done 6A hold for the ring out. But he didn't hit confirm it, which is something that I've done as well. And so he just did the 6B plus K follow-up. But he was in Soul Charge, so he could have done AMS KB
Yes.
or KAB.
I was about to say
And that would have rung out as well. So he had
I thought he was going to do the KA.
yeah, he had a ring out 2 different times.
quick
And,
update.
so
So they're actually we're gonna let KramFlakes take Yoki's spot. The teams talked it out and they said it's fine.
Okay,
So
well,
I think it's cool that they were just like, yeah, you know.
appreciate the flexibility here.
Yeah, so that's what's
So that's
gonna happen
technically
there.
just the first game.
Technically, that's just the first game, yes. And so for the second match, you're probably going to be a little late. I probably won't run any ads, so it'll probably be a little late. But yes. So yeah, that's that. And then there's this doubleheader tonight, so we'll be here all night.
Okay, so Lucien versus Lee. This is definitely the best bet to deal with an Amy player.
Welcome to the stage.
You get to enjoy more Siegfried, Jay.
Don't I always? Literally every tournament I go to. Lee is very well practiced in this matchup. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get full optimal punishes in every situation, but it's always important to note, as we saw with the last match that we saw with Lee against Master CJ, again, this matchup in a 1-2 is a toss-up, despite the fact that I think that this is a losing matchup for Amy.
That was a good block on Lucien.
This is BA. Yeah, this is
We'll
BA.
spaghetti there. Very. Yeah, I would always expect Lee to get his optimal punishes all the time. Lee's very good at punishing.
Base hold immediately getting a ton of traction there. Yeah, 2-2B isn't really going to work out in that scenario. If you really want to try and beat Siegfried being the base it backwards, he's going to have to go with the 6-6BA.
Alright, we're on Rose number 3. Will we get the 4th? Alright, still has a chance. How's this going to close out, though?
I think it's a matter of the fact that, like, Lucian's being a little bit too rose blind.
Okay.
Doesn't get his combo. It wouldn't have killed, but still.
Alright, a little overzealous.
Yeah, Lucien got a little bit too rose blind. He ended up going very vertical heavy when he should have just gone for the round. Maybe an AMS grab. Hell, even a normal grab might not have been a bad idea. But you can see Lee doing a ton of awkwardly timed sidesteps in a lot of spaces, keeping Amy from allowing to get that 4th red rose.
Lucian's
Lucien
keeping up,
not-
though. He's keeping these close.
Yeah, he's not. The problem is that we're deep in the 2nd round now. He still doesn't have all red.
He just needs 1.
You'd be surprised how often that's what ends up happening, where you just need 1. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, here we go. We're cooking with gas.
Alright.
That's on the string. Okay, he needs
Okay.
1 more. You
One more
had.
mix from either player.
Ah, yes.
I like the
immediate
disrespect
get up
there.
while Red and K. I really appreciate that
I
because
like
Yeah, the 4AA being awkwardly timed in that scenario was going to beat him had he had been a roll. Oh man, Lee tried to go for all the marbles there. That would have been kind of high.
I love it. I love that whole interaction.
Ooh, didn't get a punish on full crouch 3K. Lee ended up just fidgeting a bit.
Oh, is minus 16 yet?
No. You want to bet what full crouch 3K is on black?
I assume more than minus 16 from your reaction.
No, it's only 12.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's a minus 12 move that gives you plus 14 on hit.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's important to note that is not a break attack on the first lick. Man, he's got the guard damage, he's got all kinds of trouble. Stand kick to beat out.
Okay, plus 14, what are you going to do with it? I like it. Suppress the
Nice.
step. Oh, now he chooses the perfect opportune time to throw would have been earlier in the rounds.
Yeah, a lot of step ducking that we're seeing from Lee. He definitely tends to incorporate that, especially against a mix-up character like Amy. Honestly, this matchup could go totally different if Lucien doesn't get Rose Blind in the beginning of the rounds. You can kind of expect that guard damage is going to be a factor that's kind of inevitable against Siegfried, but you want to make sure that you're continuing to try and win the rounds at the same time that you're trying to get roses. It's a balance act that it's very difficult to pull off.
It is understandable. If Lee is trying to avoid getting hit by the verticals that give him the roses, Lucien should definitely use every move in his arsenal just to keep him stationary, or at least punish him for like stepping the way he is.
Yeah, that's always the big difficulty, is that the ways that Amy has to keep somebody from constantly stepping are all things that lose to base hold.
Exactly.
So it turns the mix-up into a situation that Amy is not typically comfortable with, because statistically she's out of favor with damage and everything.
Very true, but this is definitely the meta game that's going to have to develop.
Yeah.
If we want things to be a bit different.
The SE4, 3B on block into 1B. Yeah, I don't know about 6A into 1B, though. That hurt a lot. Ah, jump B. That was supposed to be a 2-2B. Sure.
Oh, it's fine. We take those.
This time
We're
around.
always going to take the rows.
Oh,
boy.
boy.
Ooh,
Yeah,
oh,
the
okay.
2-2B just doesn't go far enough. You have to go with something else. But
I'm
it's hard committing on a 6A hold, but that's not gonna do
Might be
it.
it.
Smart to go for a low there. Amy did not have a punish that would have killed him. You see, just constant sidestepping at this mid-range and trying to keep Amy pseudo at bay. Millisecond.
We got the vertical.
After blocking, it ended up.
Oh. Chosen to the RE. Misses the guess. Good mix.
Whoa, la-di-da.
Oh, I love this. I love that.
Shades of my SE3 Siegfried back when I played in like anime convention tournaments.
I got the lab against that. Good back.
We ended up seeing, well, we're in a pretty crappy situation for Lucien, being, doesn't even have full red and being 2 rounds down, but also, we ended up seeing getting a little bit greedy where he got 3A on counter hit, and then he did 3B. That is not going to be force block in that situation. So he can still sidestep it. If you want something, you need to go with 6-6B. It seems to be a pattern that I'm recognizing with Lucien, is that they're not really comfortable using 6-6B all that often. Okay, well, not like that.
Just repeat of the first round. What's the damage or mix? Go for a mix.
You got it, you got it. Plenty of ways to get that 4th red rose now. Yeah, he's gonna be the kind of person who's gonna GI that sort of thing, and now you're just dead to the mix, you lose, and so therefore Lee is going to take it.
GG's to both players.
Okay, so this is the big hurdle that any team has to get past in regards to beating Anton's team. Is that how do you deal with less than Lee? Because I think this is the biggest boon that Anton has, is the fact that he has a player like Less Than Lee, and it's not an ace. It is somebody that he can just pick and choose where Lee is going to go at any point. So the fact that he had just a Siegfried player waiting in the wings to beat an Amy player, that's a huge tool. That's a huge thing to cash in there.
They're also down Jimbonator today, so if they can get past Lee, their
They get
chances,
past Lee, yeah, it's very, very big deal.
their chances significantly increase.
Trying to see what who they want next. I don't know if Nori wants since Kram's coming in, I don't know if they want Kram next or the order that they gave me. So
I feel like KramFlakes would honestly be the best bet, because one solid way of trying to beat Lee would be to get him frustrated, and it seems to be that KramFlakes is maybe the most frustrating, has the reputation of being the most frustrating player so far in the Boom League.
okay, so I'm assuming it's Sly. I'm assuming they're just gonna put. I'm just gonna go with the order until
The
it's.
game just a second ago.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Don't forget exclamation point Matcherino for the Matcherino, exclamation point teams for the teams. Tomorrow is Wednesday Night Fights. That happens every Wednesday, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sign up for that if you want to. Last week had a pretty decent pot at $600, I think. Excuse me. So it's cool to see that. NLBC is happening whenever SabinDeus gets back to me. And I actually have an announcement for an event that I'm doing in 2 weeks. It's going to be an online event for you guys. So if you want to stick around for that, a little bit of announcement for that, I will let you guys know about that one. So it'll be on a Sunday for certain reasons. But yeah, I will leave it back to the game because
it's the Lord's Day.
Roger that, Boom.
Okay, Talum versus Siegfried.
Definitely Sly, not Sabs.
Yeah, so this is the thing where it's like, Talum, one of the biggest boons that Talum has is the fact that she is maybe the best character in the game at dealing with people who backdash, but also Siegfried players don't backdash because it's really bad. So I don't know how often that's going to come into play.
Definitely after any kind of pushback or like mid-range spacing whatsoever. I would assume would be the choice he just has the backstep.
Yeah, this is really tough to kind of pull out, but man, massive damage on 2 hits so far.
Good job.
Make that 3.
Yoki. Any challenges?
Oh no! Wow, I was about to say, Sly had the kill and just ended up doing a reversal edge after the K. I assume that was a buffer issue, but pretty solid first round from Sly here. Again, Sly ends up taking out Lee. That's a pretty big deal. Oh no. What is Lee doing?
Could it possibly be connection issues again?
I don't get the impression that that's the case. I'm getting the impression that this is just like either nerves/weird buffering. Wow, what a choice to do, just run up and jump K. Does that just like beat anything that Sly could have done in that position? That was crazy.
Good catch.
Just relying on the idea of trying to beat Sly from getting up and mashing a button. It's one of the things that Siegfried's really good at. It's just a lot of force blocks on his Yoki. It's air hit! Oh, that was so cool.
Good charmer. Good sidestep. Doesn't get the wall splat, unfortunately.
No punish on the 6K. Not that Siegfried's really going to punish it all that well at all. Is he going to spend bar? Yeah, just gets whatever he can. Another 6K. Just tons of teeny tiny hits. Oh man, he was so greedy. That was only for the Twitch click. He had been trying to get 4B that entire time. I really feel like he should have just spent bar and continued to play the game, dude.
No harm in that.
dude, why can't she jump mids?
Because she needs it.
Yeah, the character's going to be a Wind Princess. I think it's actually kind of appropriate.
Remember the Creed, they need it.
Out of everything that happens in this game, it's like, whatever. This might as well be a part of my life, too.
To be accepted with open arms at this point.
Weirdly enough, Talon is significantly better at jumping Amy highs than she is jumping Amy mids. Is this a ring out? Definitely not with that combo. Not that I thought it was initially. Okay, we're definitely going to spend ball.
I'm getting suffocated now with pressure.
Oh, no,
Land with 6-6-A soul charge.
I'd be willing to bet that Lee tried to move forward into a soul charge, but now he's going to end up spending soul charge in a much less advantageous position. But Sly ends up screwing it. Lee ends up screwing it up too. Red guard gauge for Sly. He doesn't have any kind of. Okay.
That was not the DI. All I had to do was wait.
Inevitable now.
That was a fantastic move against the RE as well.
Yeah. I definitely think that's exactly the reason why he used it. A little bit of spaghetti there by both players. I'm actually kind of surprised that Lee was playing as unsolidly as he typically does.
To the stage of history retold.
I think
I'm sure he wasn't expecting a counter hit on the Talon Soul Charge 6/6 BB, but it is a 2-hit move, so he probably counter hit the second move.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he just wasn't expecting that at all. It seems a bit silly to me, but it's certainly possible. What stage did we get? I missed it. Well, I guess I'm gonna find it. Okay.
Dancing with wolves.
Who wants this more? Talon and Siegfried get massive amounts of damage on the wall. I feel like he's a little bit better at it.
Siegfried definitely has more moves that'll lead him into a bigger wall splat, as opposed to Talon, who kind of for the most part just has 2-2B, yeah? Not 2-2B, yeah, 2-2A.
2-2A, yeah. 2-2A kind of being pseudo-unpunishable by Siegfried is probably kind of a big deal, too. You're seeing a ton of these 6Ks not actually getting punished. Again, very difficult to pull that kind of thing off.
Oh, and we have 6K as well. No. Talon with the wall splat. Good block, good punish.
I appreciate the fact that Sly immediately tried to go into the air, whether it was on accident or not. The fact that he was able to put himself in the air meant that 6A was not going to give him the full wall combo that clearly Lee was looking for.
Yeah, definitely a specific boon that Talon has is being in the air a lot, and a lot of characters in the cast not having means of like converting large damage off of air hit.
Ooh, nice PK. Oh, all right.
Yes. 5, Soul Calibur 6. Soul Calibur 6. We're good.
Sly was doing a fantastic job getting these step ducks and just straight up reads on ducks to try and beat AGA. He's been massively successful at it. Bending beater? Yeah, I definitely agree with this. Try to get out of this wall situation. Nice punish. That's going to be not the round because we decided to screw things up. You're dead to this mix. Yeah, okay.
He's been blocking those mixes each round, each one happening at the end of the round too. So you're not mixing it up.
It's got a bar. Doesn't really have any guard damage to speak of, I don't think. That would be a huge amount of damage.
Into back turn OT, I assume? Yes. Good block again.
This is all Sly right now.
And over balls in his core. A lot of damage.
I mean, it's Siegfried. You can definitely mount a comeback here, but alright. He's kind of only dead in like 2 hits. 2.5. What?
Hey, like a good reversal edge would do him in, but
oh, Sly mashing that spot over again.
Oh, he goes for it. He goes for the mid. This is it.
He doesn't have a bar though. Is he actually dead? He's not.
Oh, Sly. Lee.
That would not have gone better for Lee because not only did he get this gigantic amount of pressure on the wall that Sly kept mashing into, but he also made Sly spend a bar for no resources expended by Lee.
It's unfortunate too because Sly could have won that round. He did block the 2K. He could have 6K'd for a punishment.
Yeah, he could have.
So Sly's keeping it solid. Oh, Calibur 6.
Now that being said, we are right back into this position. Okay, so it's clear.
It's clear that Lee sniffed out that his lows are being blocked and proceeds to mid.
I appreciate the fact that he made such a big statement with the last mid that he did. He just straight up did 3B, which was probably like the only meaty that he had. But once again, Sly in the driver's seat right at the beginning. Nice sidestep. This is the first time that Sly has had a lot of meters since he had that huge round advantage. So I don't know who's going to end up getting out of this first huge punish. Oh, tried it a little bit too late.
Good delay on Sly's part.
He does not have a bar yet. Now he does. Yes, I appreciate this. Aggressive soul charging. You're dead.
Oh, you let it go too early.
Yep. Oh man, that really felt like it was Sly's match, but he just ended up, when he was panicked on the wall, he just got way too mashy. And that's exactly what Lee was looking for. Lee was specifically looking for just in a way to just do enough pressure off of Siegfried's Soul Charge on that big comeback round that, like, because it's important to note, like, Siegfried's Soul Charge does not really provide Siegfried with additional mix, really. It's a pressure type Soul Charge. It's not really one that provides additional mix, so, like,
yeah,
I don't know if mashing there was the way to go.
Especially back to the wall.
Alright, so now Kram has to play. Fine.
We got KramFlakes?
Yeah, KramFlakes.
The Brahma enthusiast himself?
Yes.
Excellent.
Does he really think that move is good?
Hey man, if it makes him happy.
I guess.
I'm a fan of it. I love seeing that move.
Oh, seeing it, I don't think it's very good. Killick versus Siegfried.
Killick Siegfried.
I have no idea what this matchup would be like. Both characters are actually incredibly good at just having a bunch of buttons that space each other out. So I assume this is very much not going to be an in-your-face kind of match. If only because both characters naturally space out with a lot of their stuff.
I feel like Killick is the in-your-face initiator in this matchup.
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't have to be, I guess is the idea that I'm getting at. He could just decide not to be that way.
Neither of them have to, and I think we'll see soon enough like what they decide to do.
Oh, I definitely think they'll definitely go in. I'm just saying, I mean to say that, like, in terms of what the character's tools are like, I don't think that that's the case.
Oh, at least he doesn't have to worry about Siegfried wall pressure now.
Yeah, in fact, this is probably one of the best things that he could have gotten, because Killick ring outside has definitely put in much higher regard than Siegfried's.
But here we go, we're already in each other's faces. That was a good duck. I can't tell if he did a little step there. I think he just brought up.
Yeah, I think he might grew it. Immediate step up from KramFlakes.
Mids. Yep.
Yeah,
He's
3-8-4.
happy.
Shades of season 1.
Him.
Oh, doesn't get a combo. Oh, fantastic step. Oh no, doesn't really get anywhere near the kind of punch he was hoping for.
Probably tried to go for a wall rising B. No punish on that.
There were two major punishes there. There was a -16 and a -12 that didn't end up getting, and I think the -16 might have killed. I think 6BB might have killed. I'm not 100%. Man, so it really seems like Lee learned from the last time we saw KramFlakes in this Boominati League at exactly what he wants to do, which is to constantly catch step. Because we didn't see him use 3-8-4 against Sly, like, literally at all. He didn't use 3-8-4 against Lucien either, I don't think. Oh boy.
Siegfried's definitely the character that thought you would mids. He has many fantastic mids.
Oh man, didn't see that one coming. Nice, I love that. Oh, did he end up dying though? Oh, that sucks. I think he wasn't expecting the guts to take away. That's one of the things that I love about Killick is the fact that he is so good at trying to make a comeback on him very weird by putting himself in the air with things like 8A plus B and 3K and stuff. Damn, that did not catch the side set, that kind of stinks.
We have KramFlakes in yellow guard. Combo.
I don't even know if the guard damage is going to be a problem. I think that's
first
in time.
5 meters spent this round.
Is that going to do it?
I think
it's slightly above.
No, it won't do it.
I appreciate the fact that you took a bet, because I didn't.
At first I'm like, he's going to do it in. It's Siegfried, but then I'm like, wait a second. It's like you made that point, and I'm just like, I saw that little bit above the gut speeder. I'm just like, you know, I'm willing to give him a chance.
Yeah, why not?
I'm willing to give him a chance.
Isn't it always fun to, like, you know,
my faith was misplaced.
Bet a whole bunch of channel points on somebody you know is the underdog? Like, that's the kind of thing that we're talking about here. So we get basically the exact same stage, yeah.
Another wide open stage with no walls.
I would imagine Lee is not necessarily a fan of seeing this, but that first round was hella comfortable.
Alright, we got a punish.
Yeah.
16.
I really feel like the 14 would have been better, but you know.
But even the 16.
Well, I just assume that a 16 isn't going to be possible in an online connection. Every time I try to block punish something online, I'm -2 from the amount of like damage I can potentially get.
Understandable.
It's actually really affected my offline gameplay now, which sucks, because we spend so much time online.
Oh, yeah, the whip punish.
Lee seems to be having a little bit of fun now.
He's just going into stances and
yeah, we didn't see him doing that at all in the first game.
Quite getting the punishes he needs on the whips.
I mean, if you're seeing that, like, KramFlakes isn't necessarily getting the amount of damage he could out of certain block punishes, I guess he feels much more comfortable just being brazen about the options that he's choosing. Makes sense, you know?
Oh, he shoved the instant wall rising B there.
This is really the killer here, the 3-8-4. The 3-8-4 seems to be really killing KramFlakes' ability to understand, like, what to do. 3-8-4 again? Nah, he ends up going with flapjack, okay.
Looking like a clean sweep. Ooh, good. I like that.
I don't know how often I don't know how repeatable that is, but
that's still cool. You got Twitch clips.
He's just like punishing these things with like BB rather than AA. Because AA on the hit is just really not that great.
Alright, good. Use a meter finally.
It's always difficult to use a meter with Kill. Yeah, you see him just immediately spend it. So unfortunately, he just spent like a full bar just to like get a little bit of health back, and that's gonna do it. Whew, that was fast.
Yeah.
Can't entirely blame him. KramFlakes was apparently not expecting to play today, but due to unfortunate circumstances, that is the case. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lee is on his way to an OCV, isn't he?
Oh, we're gonna have this conversation.
I'll have this conversation every time it happens. Because, you know, it's still a relatively interesting thing to see in OCV, you know?
Yes, it is indeed.
Technically, this is like the most questionable asterisk OCV there is, but I guess it'd be an OCV technically. But
Yeah, he's got 3 so far. Just needs 2 more.
yeah, so
That means we're at the ace, right?
yeah, we're actually ahead of schedule. We're behind schedule, but we're ahead of schedule, but also behind.
Behind ahead.
Yeah, this is going faster than I thought. But I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just shill again. X-Face for Match Reno, please
Let's
make
go.
sure to check that out. Donate if you are able to. Still have like a halfway through the season to go, so that'll be really cool. I have some cool stuff coming with the league. We're doing collaboration with SoCal Creations and some stuff, so teams that make the playoffs will get some cool shit. So keep that in mind. Also, shout out to the SoCal Creations folks.
I love their customs.
They're
I've
so
seen,
cool. Yeah,
I've seen a bunch of them on Twitter.
they're so cool. Wednesday Night Fights happens every Wednesday, aka tomorrow. And then NLBC is happening sometime soon. Need SabinDeus to let me know when he gets back with that. And then yeah. FalchionFGC.com, buy some Falchion merch, sick Falchion merch. Support the Pacific Northwest scene. And yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm gonna invite Saiyne.
So,
Ivy versus Siegfried. Saiyne versus Lee.
this is a matchup that I know for a fact that Saiyne has quite a lot of experience in. I'm sure that Lee does fighting Incendiate as well. This is a matchup that, as far as I know, is potentially in Siegfried's favor. It can be really tough for Ivy to deal with Ace Live B, and just allowing Siegfried to be in that pocket the entire time, where virtually anything that Ivy tries to do is either too slow or is too short to try and challenge at that range, and then you're just going to be eating guard damage all day.
Yep.
So that's but with all that being said, Saiyne is the weirdest human being I've ever met in my life, and so he can pull off all kinds of stuff. There's even a chance that we're not going to see Ivy.
And we're seeing Ivy.
Still a chance of it, though.
But I see her right there. Look at
Yeah,
her.
but this is game one.
Yeah, it is game 1, and I see Ivy.
Saiyne got S rank, but then he lost some points. He's so close to D ranking.
Oh, he's fine. I believe in him.
Yeah, he's actually only he needs to lose like 2,000 points before he wants down.
They're starting off with the sweep. Good disrespect.
Just an immediate B6 after a tech forward. Gets a huge punish out
Ooh,
of
they're
the
just slobbering. I like it.
Wow,
They're just
okay.
swinging. One
He
whiff,
just
it's
really
a
wants
punish.
to end this as soon as possible. He does not want to give Saiyne any breathing room. It makes sense, right? Considering what the matchup was like.
Yeah, they're just going back and forth.
Yeah, they're just slugging out here. They
like
both do kind of comparable damage to each other. Okay.
Oh man, I love this.
Damn, just run up 3B. Honestly, even if Saiyne blocked that, what was he gonna do? I don't know what Ivy does on that situation.
Yes.
Good punish. Getting a good amount of meter, that's pretty important.
Alright.
Oh, getting a huge amount of meter. Now he gets to spend Soul Charge whenever he damn pleases. Also, Lee is one of the Siegfried players that actually uses quite a lot of Soul Attack, which I like. Potentially catch backdashes and such. Oh, almost get the wall hit there.
I just want to say that sidestep 9K was actually
Yeah.
ridiculous because he did down up. That was an insane, no pun intended, 9K.
Alright, bar for bar. Saiyne has definitely pulled this back with his wall pressure.
Good delay.
Yeah.
No punish there. Unfortunate.
wasn't expecting that kind of a sidestep to be that successful against a grid. I understand.
You know.
Dude, this is the thing that like really killed Saiyne at Winter Brawl is that when he tries to go for like the command grabs, they just have not really been that successful. And I feel like they get him into more trouble, for instance, something like this. Ooh, GIs instead. Interesting choice. Really sucks to be wrong about an infinite amount of reversal edges, yeah. Lee had 2 bars in this match for longer than he had any other type of lead. He just virtually always had 2 bars because of those 2 REs. But okay, that was fast. God, what does Saiyne even need to do? I don't even know how to beat... I mean, obviously you should never ask me of what you're supposed to do when you play Ivy. But I have no idea how he's gonna get out of this. He just needs to figure out the tempo. Lee is clearly being ridiculously aggressive. Much more aggressive than he would be against an aggressive type character, right? They got the same stage.
Battle 1. Fight.
Okay, same stage. Much more of a reserved start. So is that the idea?
Definitely different from the back and forth we saw last round.
Yeah, I guess we're going to see a lot of 1As. Saiyne playing a little bit less committal.
Yeah, he's gotten over half life with just post. Now he's getting the whip punishes he needs.
This is what he wanted. He wanted a more reserved kind of style that he was able to pull off with something that was a little less committal with the rest of the attacks he was using.
Let's see if Lee picks up on this.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. He could start playing a little bit more reserved. He could play ridiculously more aggressive. It might also just be a timing thing. Like a lot of walk and block.
Lee's getting the timing definitely and getting this really big wall damage. Is he gonna go for damage or mix?
Mix into mix. Man, other than like that brief stint of time with Slytiger, Lee has been just on top with every single piece of mix that he's gone with. Nice punish. Yeah, just trying to pepper Lee with these A's has not been working out. And that's exactly why I don't go for minus 16 punishes on mine. Good amount of damage. Oh, okay. Using 2-2B as a legitimate unseeable mid. Christmas tree massively fails.
Saiyne's still ahead. Good, he's using meter.
Honestly, that's pseudo a win for Lee in the sense of Saiyne had to spend bar on a round that like he had definitely already won. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things. Like, okay, I made a good enough comeback to where my opponent actually had to spend resources on a round that they probably should have won anyway.
Unfortunately, Lee did miss out on at least like 75% meter.
Yeah,
going into the next round.
That's always a big deal.
But nothing a reversal edge or 2 won't fix. He has guessed right on all the reversal.
All 2 of them, yeah.
All 2 of them.
God, it looks like he's going to try and win this without spending any resources, and he's going to be massively successful at doing so. Now he's just dead to like a 3k. Yeah, trying to go through. Saiyne just trying to throw out every single trick he possibly can, all the kind of potential counter hits, and it's just nothing.
Trying to get that ring out. Oh, I can't.
I like that cancel just to like close the distance. Nice duck, but nothing out of it. Such a big deal when Ivy has the potential for a wall rising hit, you know?
Alright, first meter spent.
I imagine Leafs was going to play this cautiously. Guess I was wrong. Okay, here it comes down to bar versus bar. Oh no.
Oh, and it's a hit.
Oh man, you're dead to a CED.
Oh, he's got to go for another CS.
It always sucks when you're trying to mount a comeback on somebody, on a Siegfried, and it's like, Siegfried doesn't even have Dark Legacy yet. Like, I'm not even at the realm where I really have to try to make this comeback.
I think the CS would have caught there as well, but Saiyne dropped the CS input.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
All
Lee,
right.
now up against Nori. to potentially
Yeah.
solidify his second OCV, perfunctory as it may be.
This is faster than I thought. So we'll have some
Yeah,
time.
we're doing good.
We are
Nice
doing
when it works out like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's another game at 10, so it's great.
Well, it's just really nice when you're just like, oh man, we could be in for a slog. Like I think we all expected that to happen when the first game ended up being kind of a debacle. So like, it's nice where it's just like, okay, yeah, this is humming along nicely.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. But yeah, you're correct. Nori's up.
It's the kind of thing that you get used to thinking about when you are a coordinator of events, where you have to worry about logistics and stuff, and you're not necessarily a player. Like, as a commentator on something like this, I'm okay, because all I have to do is talk and everything, but I've been in Boom's seat before, where players are having issues and everything, and like, yeah, that kind of sucks, but you always think, like, I have to think about, like, you know, how far this puts me behind in my schedule, if anybody's now going to have to drop out, all the different dominoes that are going to be falling apart now.
All things considered, though, all the setbacks.
Yeah, it's great.
This is ending really well on time.
Welcome to the stage of
So
history.
this is Survey versus Siegfried, right?
Yep, I would assume.
A
Unless
matchup-
Nori has like some kind of secret character that I don't know about.
No, it's going to be a green. This is the kind of Cervantes that you would potentially see at the Emerald City.
Potentially. No, I was thinking Party City. But
Yeah, I guess my reference was, to call Wizard of Oz reference outdated is an understatement, to say the least.
no, I got it.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean, like, I don't mean, like, oh, you didn't get it. I mean that it is kind of outdated to talk about a movie that's almost 100 years old now. Or is it 100 years old? I don't know.
You know, I'm inclined to think not quite 100 years old, but we'll go with 100 years old.
1920s or 1930s? I don't remember. But in any case, we're seeing that Lee has already botched 2 different punishes on Cervantes. That's kind of a big deal. So he's going to have to get used to potentially doing not so hefty punishes. But if he doesn't have to worry about punishes of his own, then maybe it's okay. Okay, all of this has been weird so far.
Dead.
Oh man, that was like a full combo because it like slammed him down in that way because he was like in the air initially.
Yeah, good combo adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to Siegfried punishment, it's either okay,
Oh, no,
well,
you gotta
I
bring
don't,
those, buddy.
Yeesha Magisha, that should never happen.
Maybe I'll make some hot chocolate after this.
You deserve a reward, I guess.
I'm just in the mood for some hot chocolate. You want some hot chocolate?
Me? No.
Okay.
I don't like anything
Tea,
hot.
tea, coffee.
I have tried so many different versions of tea, and I've disliked every single one.
Even sweet tea.
See, this is the thing that always happens, that when I tell somebody that, they're like, even, and then they mention a different kind of tea, and then I'm like, okay, I'll try it, and then I try it, and I still hate it. It's happened, no joke, like 6 or 7 times. And I know there's like 55,000 more versions of tea that I have to try before I can categorically say I don't like tea. But
Perhaps this is something you can start keeping track of for fun.
I don't know if that's that fun. I don't think that I would enjoy myself all that much keeping track of the different kinds of tea I dislike. That
Well, no,
sounds like a
just the number of times like that particular conversation arises. You can any time they like even this kind, you could just be like 1, 2, 3, and then they're like what? And then you're like the number of times I've been put in this situation.
Oh, but then, like, if I mention that to the person, then the person's just gonna feel self-conscious, and although I love doing that to people, obviously...
That's the fun part. See, you get it. It's the fun part.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have enough negative connotations in my life. I need to be a little bit more optimistic about stuff. Ironic for me to say that, I know.
I mean, for you, it seems a bit optimistic. You having fun? No harm in having fun.
At the expense of others.
No. They're not an expense. Not if they're in on the joke as well. Oh, Nori. So close.
Yeah, we haven't really been talking about the match ever since that that forward flapjack worked for some reason, but this has been all Lee so far. He's literally just like running over Nori at the moment. That match was really close, and maybe that's not necessarily fair, but it just really seems that Lee is in the driver's seat more often than not, which I don't think is typical in this matchup. I think Cervantes can hold up.
Yeah, Nori's had like very close first rounds, but then afterwards he kind of just loses himself. Not
Yeah,
quite sure
that's
what to
something
do.
that I think we've seen. Again, we saw that with Lucien, we saw that with Sly as well, where a lot of people are able to like start off strong against Lee, but then what is very typical of Siegfried is that the second that he has a level of adaptation behind him, his amount of damage and his comeback potential with Dark Legacy is enough to win him the day, even when he's behind. It's very
Not to mention knowing which mix-ups to throw at your opponent.
Yeah, he's been correct about every RE. He's been correct about like most of every
Reverse cycles.
Yeah.
Or
Tried it again, but 6B plus K. What a match to throw.
All
right, here we go.
No, buddy.
The absolute worst thing
That's a
that
beater.
Well, he
Please.
can't do it right now. He's in a combo.
I know.
There it is. No, that's not in time. He knew that he had an H8.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what anything is. We really went out of our way not to win that.
Nori really wanted the block punish encore, but didn't quite.
Yeah, I understand, but also I feel like AA would have put him in a strong enough situation that he could have just relied on an AA punish into like a K2 or something like that. But GG's to Lee getting the most awkward version of an OCV, if you want to call it that.
Yes, we might actually see Yoshimitsu tonight at Bring Terror because there is another league match happening in about 15 minutes, so you might see another Yoshimitsu. We might see Yoshimitsu, but yeah, this was GG's. This was GG's for this.
Yeah, Lee going on yet another tear.
Thank you, Lee, for putting us back on schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, so anything I want to say before I go interview these little ass kids? Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
One boom, I'll be enjoying my hot chocolate.
Twitch.tv/Sinbad, 2Bs and Sinbad for some of the other Boom League matches that we have. There's also a donation goal for there, but that's just like for the Parsec stuff, which will then be donated to the Matcherino at the end of it, assuming that we have money left over. I think at this point we have like just enough to cover all the future Parsec matches. But in any case, I'll see you guys there.
Is that where we're going? Or is that the next one?
I'll see you guys there when another match is streamed on my channel. But Boom is streaming the Parsec match that's happening in not too much time.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely check it out. He streamed some of my matches.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go interview these poo-poo PP kids real quick.
Oh, TTV, Boom, TTV.
Poo-poo PP kids. Thanks for commentating.
TTV.
I'll catch y'all a little later.
Bye-bye.
Yep. See you in a bit.
First Lariat.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a marketing decision.
Have you
What's
come
up?
to the Elden Ring stream?
No, I've not come to the Elden Ring stream.
Yo, check this out, bro.
I'm not streaming your Elden Ring. Like,
Why not?
what do you?
Bro.
This is all I was doing this whole time.
I came to interview you guys, but y'all are.
Okay, yeah. So you got some questions, I'm guessing.
Unfortunately, yes, I had some questions to ask you guys.
I'm sorry, man. You keep coming here. I'm sorry. I can't stop it.
So, how are y'all feeling? How do y'all feel about your dub, your win?
It's pretty good. I honestly just wanted to play Elden Ring, but I'm here now.
I see.
Kind of. It was supposed to be a 6v6, but it was a 5v5. But
Yeah.
I guess it didn't really matter.
If you're gonna make this easy for me, I'm just not gonna ask questions. Thanks so much for playing.
Go fuck yourself, dude.
I'm just like, you're gonna make this easier for me.
I'm being as genuine as possible. I'm being normal for once in my life, and you're just like, no, I don't want to ask
Lee's
questions.
actually
Alright, dude.
over here trying,
Alright,
and
sorry.
you just don't want it.
I'm
Poor
sorry.
guy.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure y'all made the playoffs, so congrats on that. I need to
I
get some
gotta
information
fucking
from you
hope
guys.
so.
Yeah, I need to get some information from you guys. How do you feel about being the only person that has multiple OCVs?
Indifferent.
Technically, he has like 3 now because he
Mhm.
beat KramFlakes, and by the translator property, he
I-
beat
well, I-
Icy's team twice.
I had 3 in general. I have 4
Oh,
from
4. I'm sorry.
4
4.
counting the one from last season.
Sick.
My goal was to get drafted first and not do anything, but instead I'm actually doing stuff, and that was not part of the plan.
Not playing Elden Ring, I know. Anyways, enjoy your Elden Ring, gamers.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night, man.
Goodbye, friends.
Yeah, enjoy your
Thanks
Huang.
for hosting.
Will do. Bye, friends.
Yep.